Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to another episode of Curse of the Dead Gods. Let us... You know what? Hiding in the dark sounds like fun, so let's see here. I left nose path. The left-hand path has always been pretty good to us, though sometimes the right-hand path is better, and sometimes a little mix. Alright, so in this one, we want to be in the dark. Whoop. Which, incidentally, that dark torch is a nice little example of, yeah. Let's actually have a bit of a look at this. I don't really have a description of all the things. But presumably, I do more damage in the dark. Incidentally, just something I kind of want to throw out here as maybe a potential suggestion. Could we have some UI somewhere that lists what all the modifiers of a particular challenge are as we're going through it? Just, you know, just to make it a little easier to keep on top of things, because sometimes, like in the case of this episode, I jumped in without reading all the details, mostly because I thought to myself, hey, you know, in the last episode, or the episode before the last episode, one of those, I decided to read all the challenge names and then somehow figured, oh, I'll surely remember all of those, even though, you know, there are quite a few, and it is entirely possible, and indeed probable, as is clearly the case here, that I have forgotten the exact details, though maybe I was a bit wrong about I let my combo die. That's always a shame. But I'm pretty sure that we do more damage in the dark, which actually means this yeah, alright. I like the flaming claws, don't get me wrong, but probably better that we have a weapon that lets us stay in the dark. And we want to make things dark. Alright. You know what? Assuming I remember, I'll, like, edit into the beginning of this episode so that you, the viewer watching, don't suffer my fate of, you know, rushing in ahead of time. And by ahead of time, I mean rushing in without reading to remind myself exactly what the effects of this challenge are. I mean, the clear one is that we've got the permanent dark torch here, so we are always in the dark. I don't seem to be losing health from being in the light. I'm pretty sure that's what'll happen in the next challenge we do, where we have to stay in the light or else the darkness will consume us, or something to that general effect, if I remember the description correctly. I think in this one it's just a case of, hey, you know, if you stay in the dark, then you, you know, you end up better off. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't normally do this, but +6 dexterity is actually pretty good. I could have also rerolled, maybe tried to see if I could find something else, or save my money, because we are going to need it, of course, for this, but, you know, 6 dexterity, that's 12% more damage. That could end up making the difference between, I don't know, I want to put the fire out, thank you. Alright, so everyone's just on fire. And I was a little too slow there. In fact, I've been a little too slow this entire run thus far. Which has been... Ooh, I'm lucky that one actually... Oh, and 30% for fire attacks. Well, don't I feel silly now for not keeping... yeah, our fire. I'm not really sure what other effects this dark flame has, though. I mean, it does reveal traps, which, you know, is a very kind feature. But, having said that, Like, I remember reading somewhere that this dark flame has other effects, but I'm not sure what those are. Oh, well done. Oop. Oh dear. Haha, sucker! And you thought you were gonna get me. I thought you were gonna get me too, but honestly, I'm much better. If only I was as good at parrying. Oh, I see. Okay, so maybe one of the things is that these will go off whenever we get in range. And that's what it meant when it said that the light was going to be our enemy. But also, I kind of cut myself off earlier. What I think I will do, assuming I don't forget, is edit in a summary of what this challenge is at the start of the episode. I mean, I guess if you paused at the beginning of the episode, you probably would have seen the description, because I did have to hover over it for a moment before we jumped in. But why should I make you, dear viewer, go back and hover over things when it's really more my responsibility? I also feel like there's more torches on this run. Though maybe it's just a case that I'm actually more aware of all the light, when in the past I might have just ignored it as just being there and taken it for granted. So, you know, that's actually a kind of a useful feature in with these challenges. I've said it before, but I'll of course say it again. How, yeah, I'm pretty sure normal runs, this starts off unlit, and then it's when the heads go off here. That's when... Whoop. That's when the fire really happens. Oop. That was a close one. You know what? I'll take that. 25% chance to automatically parry is pretty good. You know what? I'll corrupt myself for that. It's definitely worth it. And I do, again, just for emphasis, want to say I like the concept of these challenges as kind of giving us practice, as it were, with various curses and various, you know, gameplay features that someone, such as myself, might... also, I didn't pay attention to what my curse was. To what, yeah, things I might not otherwise try. You know, I mean, like, for instance, this run encourages us to play in the dark. Oh, I really wish I had kept my pistol now. You know what? It's fine. Whoop, that's right. If they're on fire, they will explode on me, won't they? You know what? I don't want to test it, because I'm kind of afraid of what might actually happen. I really thought this would be closer. Oh, I can't actually light that on fire with this. Oh. Well. But, because we know that dark fire prevents fire from hitting us, so it kind of... I don't know if the aura that comes off this thing would be enough, but would it protect us from those jaguar fireballs? Or other fire, for that matter. I'm gonna have to try and remember to test that out at some point. Not necessarily right now, because I kinda like what I've got. Oop. It was starting to... Nice, auto parry there. Haha, sucker. Just, why am I teasing the trap? It doesn't make any sense. Ah, but then again, it doesn't always have to make sense, does it? You do it because you can. You know what? I'll take a look. We might like to see a relic. It also occurs to me I've had some really rotten luck this run at finding a secondary weapon. Normally, at least one would have dropped by now. But, not today. Oh, you poor fool. Oh, and I need you to actually fire your balls at me. Or explode. Do something, please. Thank you. Perfection. 20% damage for swords. I don't have a sword, and you don't really have any secondary abilities that are appealing to me, so nothing to worry about. Come on. Ah, shucks. I mean, it is faster. But no, I'm going to stick with the mace. Actually, you know what? No, I am going to switch to the claws. They also changed claws this patch. Or not claws, they changed poison this patch. Forgot to mention that earlier, but what it does now is apparently what it used to do, I believe, was 100% of its like base damage up front, and then it did, or then it applied 100% of the damage you dealt as poison over time. How the heck did that happen? Like I bounced backwards. Which frankly, I appreciate that. But anyway, now it does only 50% of the damage you deal over time, but poison weapons now do more, they have more base damage. I could reroll, but I like the idea of increasing our greed kill time limit. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be spending too much blood offering stuff on this run. And also, I figure going with claws might be good for this run, because it's a fast weapon. Or with this boss, to be precise. Oop. Whoa, boy. Got a little ahead of myself there, didn't I? I don't really know why I'm rushing. So yeah, we do a little bit less poison damage. Or at least we build up a bit less poison damage. But the trade-off, of course, is that we're doing a little bit more raw damage. Which I think is a nice balance. I really should try parrying that. Oh, also, from reading the patch notes, probably something that's worth mentioning is the developers have said the, you know that run we did a little while back with the, you know, making it so that parries reflected stuff? Apparently the developers are looking for feedback on that as to whether to make that an ability. I think, how did they word it? It was like, that would be attached to, weapons. Like, to the actual shield, or just make it so all shields have that effect. I mean, it would be interesting if just all shields reflected, stuff. But maybe making it a special ability so that not all shields had it would also be nice. I don't know, it could really go either way, couldn't it? Anyway, let's see, do I want a shield, or do I want a poison pistol? We could really go either way. I do like the fact that it does more damage in the dark. It really synergizes with what we're doing here. Though I'm in the light right now, aren't I? I don't think there's anything I can do with this boss fight to have made it all in the dark. Or is there? Oh. What do you know? I actually could have. It's just that the light in this... Oh, I can't turn that light off because of all the rubble. That is interesting to make note of. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna go this way because while we're doing okay now without heavy weapons, I do like to have or not a heavy weapon, but a secondary or two-hand weapon, that's what I'm trying to say. Secondary is our pistol, two-hand is... Man. Actually, you know what? It occurs to me, maybe the reason that it seems like there's so much more light is because we also have some kind of curse effect, or I guess it would be a bonus, really, in most runs, in which the radius of light is larger. And also, I was asking for a two-handed weapon, and we got one, so, you know, ask and ye shall receive. Or, you know, at least that's what one likes to believe. Alright, I mean, it's just gold, but gold is, of course, always handy. I also kind of wonder to myself now. I was about to go on a little tangent about how now that how the oh, that was so lucky. About how now that, okay, thank you for destroying that, good sir. Now that that gold relic has been nerfed, and we don't need to worry quite as much about having ridiculous amounts of money in order to maximize the effect. Oh, that worked out nicely. How valuable the gold doubling relic is. But then, the flip side, of course, is with that gold doubling relic, it does still mean... Sorry, bit of a dry throat there. It does still mean... You know what? I don't think I need... Well, the more gold we have, the more we can afford to buy things, is what I'm saying. And, of course, you know, as we look here, we end up doing... Or we end up with a lot of gold, and a lot of gold means a lot of... I turn the lights out for a second. Thank you. That's what I like to see. Oh, I actually landed that. Wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to pull that off. But then I did, and it was pretty awesome. Oh god. Oh god, get out of there. Okay, he's dead. I have been kind of burning my stamina. You're not dead yet? How is this possible? Inconceivable. I mean, evidently not, but, it feels inconceivable. Whoop. Oh, he was still being affected by poison. Lovely. Alright. Can I, trigger you? Ah, I've got to stay in range a lot longer than I would like. Oh, there we go. So I have set them alight. Nope. Well, that worked out nicely, didn't it? Yeah, the dark radius doesn't seem to be quite enough. Could I actually switch to this bow? You know what, I will. I kind of want to use the bow more now. Thank you, Challenges, for teaching me that the bow is actually pretty useful. I mean, I don't think it's like as dramatic a hitter as some weapons, but the fact that a lot of these bows do have the ability to like permanently weaken. There we go. Oh god. Oh, that was maybe a little bit much on my part. No, he set it alight again. I want the darkness. We are truly the darkest night. Hey, don't summon more guy. Ah, I got hit. I had a 60 combo and it was destroyed in a blink of an eye. In a single day and night of misfortune, GamingByGaslight's combo forever sank into the sea, never to be seen again. Or some, you know, twist on the old Atlantean myth. Alright, let's get rid of old Mr. Shaman there. Well, we are keeping in the dark. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh boy. In any case, you know, we're still here, and you know, we still have a lot of money. I mean, this kind of goes counter to the entire run, doesn't it? Oh, this is our last guaranteed weapon room. So, you know what, let's re-roll a little bit. Okay, that's pretty cool right there. Also pretty cool. And it also does guaranteed critical damage against bosses. But again, I want to roll. I'm not going to take a spear this run, I think. Or, you know, I'm not going to pay money for a spear. You know, we had some good options back there. I should have taken them. But you know how it is, you're always looking for the next best thing. That's actually a pretty good bow. I'll take this. I mean, it scales with dexterity, and as long as I don't get hit, we gain dexterity every run. So that's pretty good. And by every run, I mean every room. Though, yeah, taking the weapons that would have given us healing and reduced corruption. Those would also have been pretty nice. But, you know, just because something's nice doesn't mean it's necessary. As evidenced by that. And look at that. Look at that! I can kill my enemies without ever coming in range of them. That is beautiful. And to think, this whole time, I've been arrogantly waddling. Waddling is the word I was looking for, but my tongue wanted to shape it weirdly there for a moment. As it does sometimes. I've said it before, I've got a mouth that's slightly too small for my tongue. So sometimes I swear it gets in the way of me talking. Though that might also just be me trying to make excuses for being unable to speak properly. But, yeah, you know how it is. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. It's something, is all I know. Whoa there. Interesting timing. Come on, dang, no dexterity. But you know what? I've got so much money, I'll take it anyway. Because why not? You know what? I still have some rerolls, so that's a good thing. Well, assuming that mystery room coming up is something we would want to... Ooh. The real challenge of our skill. Ooh, we're getting a little close there. Oh dear. Did Large Man get burned back there? I think he did. I can't see if there was anything he left behind. He may have left something behind. He may... I'm actually kind of surprised that didn't hit me. But it didn't, so, yeah, that's pretty cool. Bit less corruption reduction there, but, you know. We're actually holding our own pretty reasonably. I mean, we get half the corruption gain. Oh dear. Half the corruption gain when we go through doors. Plus, we've been getting, up until now, 10%. Or no, we lose 10 corruption every time we pay gold on something. But, of course, now it's only 5, so we might end up picking up a little bit of curse. Yeah, but then again, probably not. As long as I don't royally screw up and let us get hit a bunch of times. Oh, and this isn't oh, there's like a giant fire burning in the middle of the room for some reason. Man, I love this. Let me just put out the fire there. And I got hit. Parried just a second too soon. Oh dear. And the fire still didn't set itself off. Well done. I rolled but still got hit. And I know I rolled because I got a perfect roll bonus there. Stay back. And also I let the fire hit me. Well played. I mean, I guess it's not like I really need the money. Not even terribly concerned about the damage. There was still another... Oh boy. Hey, no light. Because sunlight hurts my eyes. Which, you know, is probably a sign of syphilis. Also, that was a song reference there, not a, not, you know, an indication that I have syphilis or anything that, you know, sunlight or photosensitivity might, suggest. Okay. Don't really need that. Let's see. I mean, we've got a couple of rules. Might as well see if we can get something really cool. That's interesting. Is this a better bow than the one we have? The answer is no. More damage in the light, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blur. Alright. Don't need any of that. We'll stick with our fancy bow of general goodness. Oh right, this is a long run. Jeez. I've been kind of like dilly-dallying and, you know, taking my time here. Like treating this like... Oh yeah, that's right. Wait. That means I've blown all my, Okay, the big downside to this, build is one, my arrows don't, my arrows don't go through. They don't go through those, fire orbs. And also, I do not... Shoot. I'm just gonna try getting a nice stun in there. There we go. Oh dear. Oh god, oh god! Well... Gotten so used to these shorter runs that, that I'm kinda... Oh, thank god that actually finished the job. Getting kinda scared there. But anyways, I've gotten so used to these shorter runs that I've been, yeah, getting sloppy thinking, oh, you know what, it's almost over, so I don't need to worry. The answer, of course, is I did in fact need to worry. Oh, we've also got a, every time we beat an enemy, we lose all corruption. This is also better than the bow, so, you know, gonna go ahead and take it, I think. I said I wasn't gonna buy a spear, but, you know, I think this is good. Good enough. But you know what, I'll replace it with something else as we, you know, as we find something. Maybe I'll make this a run where I really focus on, you know, trying to switch things up as we go along. Oh dear. Okay, I apparently cannot hit anything. Stamina management has been also not so good so far. That was also ill-advised. And there we go. Poison will do the rest. Perfect. Now, if only I had the nerves of steel and I hadn't moved. I just stood there with my back to the Jaguar, and then it would have looked so cool as, you know, as he's about to, like, do his leap attack, but then he dies of poison, and I'm just, like, casually walking away, just like, yeah, look at me, badass Mr. Explorer Man person. Oh, this is gonna be dangerous. You know, that would have been cool. Unfortunately, I am not cool, so, you know. Oh, well, it is what it is. You know, and you know what? Sometimes being cool isn't what's important. And by sometimes, I mean most of the time. Oop. After all, real cool people don't care if they're cool. So there you go. Oh, and I actually landed that. I was sure I'd hit a little too early. Oh yeah, I can just shoot him. Just casually walk away. That poison, apparently, the first poison shot hadn't been quite enough. He had a little bit more health than I expected. But you know what? That's okay. That is perfectly fine. Alrighty then. Okay, here we go. My favorite room of them all. Well, you know what? I like a lot of rooms in this game. Alright, can I, Oh, come on! Come on. Light them up! There we go. God, you took forever to do that. And also, you're still alive. Nope. Why did I try to roll into that? Also, I got hit many, many times. Well done. Oh god, and then I did it again. Well. That could have been a lot better. I will admit. I should have just focused on killing them, but no, I thought, oh, I'll be a real badass and light them on fire. Oh, gaslight. Gaslight, gaslight, gaslight. Remember the lesson you were talking about just moments ago. Real cool people don't have to act cool because, you know, they're just cool by virtue of being cool. Alright, he killed himself. Lucky for me, I guess. Oh dear, oh dear. I know I could have parried that. Oh, and I could have and should have parried that as well. But alas, I did not. And here we are. In Disappointmentsville. But again, you know, sometimes that's just how things end up turning out. There we go. That's the good stuff. There's another wave. Man, it's like every time I think this should be over, it turns out there's actually more to come. The best is always yet to come, isn't it? There we go. That was really lucky. I do have healing, yeah, 10% of gold. Okay. So we're still in a very, very not good position. But we are in a less not good position than I thought we were. So it means whether I need it or not, I should buy this gun. And also, every time I kill enemies with this gun, I can heal 1% of my max health. Oh, Gaslight. You silly, silly man, what are you doing? Also, I don't think I have enough money to pull off this grand scheme of mine. Oh, that worked out. Ooh, boy. Yeah, I kind of want to focus on you first. Perfection. Okay, we got a couple of elite jaguars, and that's always a scary moment in time. But, having said that, we are still alive. So is this jaguar, unfortunately. But, you know, you gotta make do. Okay, poison's got him. Unfortunately, these guys are all on fire, so I don't get to do my full potential. Which, of course, you know, that's always a little unfortunate. Oh, I got you. I nailed you to the wall, you foolish thing, person, man, woman, ghost, skeleton, whatever you are. You know what? I actually might have enough money to pull this off. Yeah, sure, I'll buy that. Ooh, and this actually also heals me. Though it does light people on fire, which is not strictly speaking a good thing. Though then again, as long as I don't do charged attacks or finishers, we'll be fine. Of course, 1% of our health. How much does that really add up to? 2,000, 1% of that is... Okay, let's turn out the lights. But also, let us kill our enemies. I rolled right into it. And by rolled, I mean walked right into it. Nope. Escape and get hit. Okay, we're very, very dead. And that makes me unhappy. But then again, I did bring it upon myself, didn't I? You know what? It's not that bad. Not great, but it's not totally bad. What about you, Mr. Hammer? What do you do? You know what? I'll take it. Probably should consider whether that's a good idea, but I'll go with it. I do like hammering my enemies. Yeah, what do you know? I mean, 10% of that is 300 or so. Yeah, look at that. Overall, our health is going up. So that's, you know, a giant W for our cause, isn't it? God, I can't believe I thought this was only a medium expedition. I really did, though, and I feel stupid for that. So, you know what? Frankly, things are working out. Shouldn't have done that. Whoa, no. Okay, I did manage to kill him before he could summon anyone else. Which I know it's not like the most important thing, but I like to keep the number of enemies I have to fight to a minimum. I'm also wondering what we're doing with these crystal skulls now that we've maxed out what they're capable of. I also think I'll go for a relic, because I'm more likely to actually want a relic, even if we don't need it. I'm actually also rather impressed with the fact that I have thus far not acquired a single curse. Though, of course, we can't really associate that to skill so much as we can associate it with the way this particular challenge is laid out. But even so, it's a nice sense of accomplishment. All right, you. Oh, no. Of course, then again, these summoned minions have less health, it seems, than their ordinary run-of-the-mill counterparts. There we go. Perfection. And also that Jaguar is slowly lighting this whole place on fire. Lowers the damage we take by 10%. That's presumably only when I have either the shield or sword out, though. Even so, that's still actually quite good. Since, of course, the less damage we take means the more damage we can actually afford to take before we die. As much as I would like to put that light out, it's probably not the time. Yeah, let's go over here. There we go. Now we are swathed in Mother Night. And safe once more. Or something like that. Ooh, 45% critical damage. Now I kind of wish I had kept the spear. Critical or damage against weakened enemies. A little of this. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this just to make sure I don't accidentally lose this. Also, it gives us 9 constitution. That's actually pretty nice. And I'll get rid of the healing, because the healing's not going to help us where we're going. Alright. Probably want to use the hammer for this. Probably, but not necessarily. Because... oh, I'm actually occasionally lighting them on fire. That's less good. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shoot. You know, maybe I should actually be using this instead. I should have parried that. Okay. Aha! Get wrecked, Sunny Jib. Oh no. You fool! You foolish fool! Though also I am kind of the fool as well. Alright, I mean, I shoved him. Okay, you just keep on doing your thing over there, Mr. Fireman. I really should try parrying him more, shouldn't I? So I guess it's about knowing when to parry. Oh god. Whoop. Like right then, that's a perfect time. Oh no. Oh no. That was bad. And down I go. Ah, our first loss in a couple of runs. Well, shucks. Oh well. There's always next time, and until then, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, or maybe leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will see all of you in the next video.